So philosophically, and therefore politically, I have the strangest task of convincing, and obviously not just convincing this, but this one message, that black people are N-words, but they aren't black. And white people are N-words, but they're not white. And people feel comfortable talking in terms like black people, like that's a group of people. And my argument is what's forced upon me by philosophy and theology and the like. By my big brain ended up with, no, you're actually not black or white. You actually are nigger and should be a faggot. And that is a mind blower, because right now, especially, by the way, especially for African Americans, they are black. And don't deny they're black, because Black Lives Matter. And on top of that, they are not niggers. Nigger with an ER is worse than nigga. It's worse than the lowest level of ignorance. It is racist. And that is a winning strategy right now. That'll get you kente cloths with the most powerful people of the land. That'll work. That's a good strategy. And my argument is our standards must change, and our strategy for achieving, and right now it's just meeting lowest level standards, not even achieving greatness and optimizing things. But to get low level standards, we need to begin our life of service of unracialized criminals. We need to go to the bottom, the people in solitary, and we need to help them drastically by giving them social media. You know what they say on TikTok? They say this to me. Bah. Nope. We aren't helping the criminals. They're criminals. They don't see what I see. But I have majored in psychology. I am crazy. I have discovered sanity, and my requirements have not been met. So that's where we're at. That's just our situation here. And I'm powerless. This marmoset has more power than I do. I can barely get a near relative to give me a piggyback ride, you know? Like, this marmoset has a better life. I have a life of service and argument. And I have to go to the people again and again and say, yes, I will go get you some water. I want to talk this out. Turns out negarity, turns out colorlessness is a rainbow. Please listen to me. And the thing is, that's an impossible task. That's why I'm making this video, because that is what the future holds. I don't want to go down that route. Like arguing to try and convince people they aren't the ethnicity that contains everything they feel pride and joy about, at the same time as that ethnicity's indicators are associated and then forced into the deepest levels of disrespect and oppression. Like, in a world where people tell you to pull your pants up, or people tell you to open up your backpack because you were in a store, or they follow you around the store to make sure you don't steal, as if it matters. In this world, spending an hour figuring out who is and isn't a faggotard for instance, much less a nigger fagotard, what it means to retard niggering, what it means to nigger retardery. Retardery is recovery. To nigger recovery, we have to, again, it's raising the standards. We have to make it so that you understand, once you have recovered, you will find this as the lowest baseline. Your actual life will fluctuate above this in a wave that is so beautiful you cannot imagine it right now. But your standards are so low that you can't make it through the floor. The concrete floor you keep hitting your head on. And on top of all of that, economically, I am privileged and disabled and therefore inactive. So I demand no respect. I command no respect. People don't look at me and go, who does he work for? I want to submit an application. My resume needs to go to this guy. Nobody's looking at me like that. So I need to do all this from the perspective as a loathed individual that can't contribute to society, and I have all of this to accomplish. That's why I lean back in my chair, because my life is awesome. I have an impossible task. The awesome thing about quixotic quests is that when you don't succeed in them, were you ever going to? Like, it's easier to just play Merge Mansion. Watch politics. I hope this video made sense to you. If it didn't, don't tell me unless you have a specific question. I hate what's and I don't get it and dude talking trash. I don't like those. I want substance.